no bread. You remember that story, right? We're concerned that this situation is impossible. And so we see at least 3 occasions here. There's a 4th, where Jesus would rebuke the disciples, saying, where is your faith? O ye of little faith. Made it clear that he expects his followers to live in a manner that demonstrates faith and confidence in his word. Who he is, his ability to handle any situation. You might say that Jesus was disappointed, even annoyed with their conduct, their lack of faith. When you study the scriptures, you understand why Jesus highlighted the lack of faith in his disciples. The writer of our text quotes the words of the prophet Habakkuk in Habakkuk 2 verse 4, which the Apostle Paul also quoted in Romans 1 verse 17 and Galatians 3 verse 11 as well. We find at least 4 times in the scriptures then, and by different authors, that we are told that the just, the righteous, shall live by faith. The emphasis on the importance of faith is referenced in Hebrews 11 verse 6 also, where the word of God declares that without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he that comes to God must believe that God is, and that he responds and rewards those that sincerely, consistently, diligently seek after him. This tells us that faith is not a nice to have. My nephew, the bass was killing it earlier. I was worshiping, and at one stage I opened my eyes to see if somebody else was sort of standing there, dropping it. Good job to the team, the entire music team. God bless you. Keep up the good work. It tells us that faith is not a nice to have. You know, something they're nice to have. They're not necessary. It's nice if I have it, but it's not a requirement. It is optional, in other words. But if we're going to live a life that is pleasing to God, because without faith, it is impossible to please God. If we're going to please him, we must live a life of faith. There is no fellowship with the Almighty. I'm deceiving myself that I have fellowship with God if I'm not living a life of faith. So the word says, without faith, it is impossible to please God. Did not say that it would be difficult. Some things can be difficult, but yet possible. Said you can't do it. You can't please God without faith. I think about this, and I thought about what's the opposite of faith. It is self-sufficiency. It is reliance on that which is natural. It is putting confidence in what I can see, what I can feel,